Here's your WNEM TV5 News Update.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Colette Boyd. Here's a look at the top stories that we're following today. With Frankenmuth Police, they're confirming a report of alleged indecent exposure at Zinder Splash Village. The incident was reported shortly before 1 on Thursday. In a post on Facebook from the department, officers say a man allegedly began exposing himself inside the public viewing area of the water park. Initial investigations include an interview with the potential suspect, but an arrest has not been made and the case remains open. Anyone with information is urged to please contact Frankenmuth Police. Stay with TV5 as we will have more details when they become available. Well, tonight, my friends, Michigan State Spartans hit the hardwood as they continue their path through the men's college basketball tournament. First, the Spartans take on Ole Miss. Tip-off time for that a little bit after 7. Then it is time to go blue. The Wolverines look to extend their hot streak as they play the Auburn Tigers tonight at 9:30. If both MSU and the Wolverines win, they will play each other in the Elite Eight this Sunday. How cool would that be? So awesome. You can catch both of those games right here on CBS. Our TV5 sports team will also have coverage of all the madness as it unfolds throughout the day. A note out of Midland about bikes and buses. The city's Dial-A-Ride transportation service says that bicycle racks are now back on its buses. Each one can hold up to 2 bikes. You'll have to notify DART ahead of time and be able to load and unload your bicycle on your own. To book your ride, just call the number right there on your screen. Now here's Stone with the first alert forecast.
Well, if you've been outside, you're seeing some rain across the region, and you're also seeing temperatures on the warmer side, but obviously areas to the north are actually on the cooler side right now. Our highs, though, by this afternoon will be back almost into the 60s for many areas, lots of mid to upper 50s. You will get 60s in counties on the southern side of the region, out there on the west along 127, and then in the Thumb you have those 50s. But just north of the Bay, you do get some 40s. That cold air to the north is sort of the pattern that we do see for the weekend. It'll just be colder air there and sort of big temperature ranges for today, tomorrow into Sunday, and just a southeast wind today at 5 to 10 miles per hour with gusts up to 20. And speaking of temperatures, we look at the rest of our weekend. This is through tonight. We can see we actually warm up past 7 p.m. into tonight, into tomorrow morning. This is at 6 a.m. on Saturday. You're going to be looking at temperatures in the 60s across much of the south, getting those 50s to the north, but we can see a pretty big temperature range here with some 30s just north of the Bay, so pretty 37 to 55 and just that sort of short range for tomorrow morning. Now, as we get through Saturday, it's one of those odd days where we do get colder air. Or highs will be in the morning, and by midday we'll actually start to see a cooling pattern as cold air moves in from the north to the south, and that does cool us back down to the 30s as we're hitting 5 to 6 p.m. for our Saturday, and be cool throughout much of the night into Sunday morning. By Sunday afternoon, though, it does look like warm air is going to try to move itself back in from the south, and this will be the biggest factor for that severe weather threat that we do have for Sunday. How far north does that warm air move will really determine areas that could see that severe weather threat for our Sunday afternoon. But right now, just seeing rain chances, maybe a few rumbles of thunder on the southern side of this, just south of our region here, but otherwise obviously seeing consistent rain, something we'll see maybe on and off through the rest of the afternoon, especially in areas towards the Thumb, into Saginaw Bay City, Midland region, but definitely smaller chance of rain through the rest of this afternoon. Actually clear off tonight just a tad bit as we get into Saturday morning. We do see rain chances on the northern half of the state that really starts a line of rain that could travel through much of your region. Then as we get to midday Sunday, that's where we start to see more isolated to scattered showers and even maybe a wintry mix to the far north, and that continues throughout much of our Saturday afternoon into Saturday night. Now, by Sunday morning, we do see another round of rain roll itself in from the south. This will start right around 4 to 5 a.m., move itself in really by 6 a.m. But this is the biggest debate, is how long does this rain stay around? Do we have another wave midday? Right now, hour by hour shows we may dry off by midday, but there are other models that suggest we could see some rain here, so that could determine what we see later in the day, but does look like we'll get more showers and thunderstorms later in the afternoon, and that's why the SPC has given us this slight risk of severe weather for Sunday. Looks like severe weather threats are all on the table. I think the biggest threat definitely going to be stronger winds, wind gusts, and then obviously a hail and even a small tornado chance right now as you move farther to the south. And we talk about rain for this whole weekend. It's definitely going to be up to an inch in some locations. The 3/4 of an inch or higher expected with this rain all the way through Monday. Now, 7-day forecast, that's got us in the 50s and 60s through our weekend. Again, cooling down Saturday throughout the day. Monday, we're back in the 40s with 40s on Tuesday, and then by Wednesday, it's more 50s, but it does look like we'll have another rain chance move itself in for Wednesday and Thursday.
Remember to tune into WNEM TV5 on air and online 24/7 for the latest news, weather, and information.